counseling the suicidal. I just want to start the session with Sigmund Freud's definition of suicide in a simple words: anger turned inward. So anger not turned towards others; it's turned towards inward. Inward means they get angry for themselves. So it is a very good definition that we can understand why the suicide a person's go for a suicidal plan. So why suicide? So in that way, if we think it is not an instant thought like other things, like instantly it won't come into our mind. Like we can go to a suicidal plan. So it is like a long time. They will be processing whatever the emotions they have. It goes intense, and they will start. So a person should be in a state of severe psychological stress. So that make them to trigger. So I want to state 3 points for why suicide. So a person owns his, and a person would be in a severe psychological stress is the first point. And then the second one will be they won't see the problem in an objective way. So without any hold in their life. So even though the family supports whatever the things happens around them, they won't find a hold in their life. And third one, not seeing alternative to the problem. See, if something happens, some other option is there. See, plan A is not working, plan B is there. So, but these type of person who plans for the suicide attempt, they won't look for an alternate. They'll be only in their way that we don't like the life what we are living. So we want to attempt suicide. So these are the 3 things I just want to say in a simple words. And Sigmund Freud he also categorized suicide in 2 different ways. So first one is they attempt and they don't suicide. So they attempt for suicide. They will take all the steps, whatever the methods they want to follow, take medicines or hanging, or whatever the steps, but they don't attempt. Maybe because of their fear. They will prepare everything. Maybe the fear inside them will stop, or other ways also they will take. Second one is they attempt and die. Maybe they will be a courageous person. Okay, they want to face death in a courageous way. So in that, it is the 2 ways. And actually, the PDF given by Father, they have given more statistical data. I don't want to go depth in that. So if you want to refer, you can go with the PDF. I just want to state some statistical report they have given. So in general, men commit suicide than women. We all think men are strong, but they are not strong with mental. They are not very mentally strong. So it is a statistical report given. But in controversy in India and China, they say that women commit suicide more than men. So I didn't read deeply. So just I'm giving a single line of that report. Okay. So there are some causes of suicide. See, suicidal persons, as I said earlier, it is not just an instant, it's not like an instant coffee, what we prepare, like put a powder, sugar, that like. So they won't, they will be sitting, they won't plan for a suicide immediately. There will be some causes behind them. If they come for a counseling as a counselor, if we talk with them itself, we will just have a note on that, and what are the causes we can find out. So some causes may be some of the causes I will just read it. Illness. Maybe they'll be facing the medical health conditions, maybe poor. They'll be like, they can't share with others. They'll be scrubbing inside their mind. Maybe family problems, love affairs. So recently, as we all read newspapers, some love affairs and loving that youth only commit suicide immediately because of their love failures, because they are all not thinking ahead. So that happens. And that financial crisis, because they can't face the family. And especially nowadays, I have read 2-3 cases like they can't survive because of this pandemic. They are not getting earnings. So they are committing suicide with the family itself, because they don't want to leave family alone. So they are planning for that. And previous suicide attempts. So they have already planned, actually they have already like started thinking. So life is so miserable. So we are in depression. Let us plan. So maybe many attempts might be there. If one time a person attempts, it will trigger to attempt many times. This is the study they have taken, because one time that triggers a person's mind, it will be like more often he'll be thinking of that only. He can't be. That's what earlier we said, that they don't take a diversion way. They will think only this is the way we can end up our life. So that's what. Am I clear till now? Shall I continue? Okay. And some symptoms. So, for example, if we have cold or fever or stomach ache or some triggering in our physical things, we have some symptoms. So, if suppose we have cold, we will cough, and our family will say, okay, you're a little bit starting the cold. So, let us take some medicines earlier itself. If we have fever, it will be like we can look by seeing the temperature. So, as of the same type, there are some symptoms for the suicidal thing. They will be depressed always. So we'll see in their face itself, they'll be like always depressed mode. And actually, we can say face is the index of the mind. When we are cheerful, face only shows and always our actions and our way of talking. But when they come for counseling, also, we as a counselors can find out easily. Okay, so that point can be like we have to register first itself. Okay, what kind of person they are. And hopeless. Whatever we talk, they won't give that hopeful. Even though we want to empower them, they will be like in that status only. They don't want to come out of that. And alcoholic and drug dependence. So why they want to take alcohol? They want to forget their worries. Actually, they don't want to think about it. If they take alcohol, so it is a supportive system for them, because they will always think if we take alcohol, we'll forget. If we take a sleeping pill, we will sleep, because nothing comes into our mind. So this is also some symptoms we can find out from them. So, and these symptoms actually, as a counselor, when the person comes for counseling, so they want relief, or they want something to be done by the counselor. So these all the points as a counselor we have to make a note, because we should not leave even a point in between, because very good listener and active listener can be like a perfect thing for the solving this problem when they come with the suicidal thoughts. So now some stress factors actually trigger them for suicide attempt. Now we told about the causes of suicide and some symptoms we can find out. Now we are just going to see about the stress factors. What make them more stress in their life? First one, interpersonal crisis. So interpersonal crisis, it's like within their close ones, in their family. So they will face all the crisis. So, but they won't show it outside. Maybe they won't share it with their friends or someone. So that is called interpersonal. Diverse cases. For example, diverse cases. See, the husband and wife, they may be living, but they have applied for divorce, but they are not having a happy life. But in general, also the suicidal persons who are planning for suicide, they won't share more things to others. So they will keep it by themselves only. And frustration. See, that is what I told, that feeling lonely. Always they will be think that thought only, it will be in a major portion. And second one is failure and devaluation. So it comes in the official ground. So when they are working in office, always they feel low of self-esteem. They won't feel motivated, even though their peers or their boss or managers, they motivate by words. They won't get motivated by themselves. They will always be in the low self-esteem. So they are less competent also. Something they won't take a challenge to meet them, but they will blame that it's not a good atmosphere for me. So it is their own default. They can't analyze it. So third one is inner conflict. It is the most important point for them to trigger the suicidal attempt. See, always they have conflict within themselves. See, if suppose we have some problem, if I have some problem, means I'll discuss with my daughter or my husband. Maybe I'll get even though I'm not satisfied, I will get some answer from them. So I'll feel happy. Okay, I have been solved literally. But these persons always have inner conflict. They will raise the question within themselves. They will have an answer, but the answer won't be like satisfactory for them. Then the suicide plan. So they are very smart. Always they put a suicidal plan. Like they will prepare everything. So they won't like, as told earlier, it's not an instant thought. So they'll plan perfectly. So whatever the letter has to be written, whatever the journaling, whatever the things, because after the suicide attempt, if they go for inquiry on investigation, they get many clues why he has done. And now WhatsApp, everything, phone calls, so cyber things, they are doing everything. So next one, resources. So resources in the sense, they are not very much with the family support or friends support. Actually, they have so many resources, they are not utilizing or they're not satisfied with that resources. That is the main factor for their stress. And prior attempt, always they will if one time they attempt, they will go on with that plan only. Okay, this attempt failed, okay, next attempt we'll do that. They will search for many things, because before Google comes, there were no any chance of it. Now we have everything in our hands. Google search is there. Medical status. So it maybe medical health problems he was facing a long time, and he will take medications that might cause him for that. That will trigger him for the suicidal thing. Lack of communication, not interacting with others. So always in the loneliness and always having question and answer within himself, not interaction. So that is lack of communication. So how we will find out? Some clues will be there from them. We can, as a counselor, we have to search for some clues in there. So I'll say some clues, maybe I'll point out by one. First one is verbal clues. By their talk itself, we can find out. So by their interaction, by their way of talking. So as told earlier, it's like a depressed and a hopeless person, and their way of communication won't be in a strong way. So in that way, some clues, verbal clues, have to be understood by a counselor. And behavioral clues, maybe cranky, like body language shows, or no eye contacts, no energetic. So in that way, that gestures and postures and their body language, we understood that also. Situational clues. So when they come for a counseling, actually they will say some situation. They will depict all the situation, what they have faced, what they have come through along. So in that way, they have, if they just portray in that way, we'll find out some things we can catch from that. When they depict, say, for example, for love failure, if we say the person will be like always in that, what do you say? The blame will be on the other gender. If he comes, will be saying she was not understandable, she is not everything. So in that love failure, we couldn't find out that she is only the person to be like blamed. But some clues, situational clues, when they say that story, what happened or something, we can take that clue from that also. So descriptive clues. So like they will like, when as a counselor, we will ask like, say about your family history or something like that. We'll get some insights into that also. When they say about their childhood, or as Sister Jackie told, that inherited thing also, we might have some insight from there, depicting that descriptive cues. Then symptomatic cues. It's like some symptoms. It's like it won't be like a healthy discussion with the client. We I know it don't be like a healthy one. Whatever we say in a healthy way here, they will reflect in a revert way only. So in that way, some things, because I'm also not in detail with that. If someone have that point, you can add on that also. And resource clues, as resources means it's not a family support and no friends support, even though he's staying alone, having not interacting with their family or friends. So these are some of the clues as a counselor we have to find out when they come for counseling. So now we can see some classical method of counseling the suicidal thought. Firstly, empathetic listening. This is the thing we are, from the beginning, we are learning empathetic listening. So even for suicidal or some counseling also, empathetic listening always make them comfortable to go ahead. Assessing the suicidal danger, describing them about the outcome of the family or surrounding. See, assessing the suicidal. See, what happens after you die? If we raise the question, he will have some answers in him. But with that, we have to slowly make him or her understand what will happen, what your family will be there, with which position will be there. So it is assessing the suicidal danger, distancing from the means. That is to motivate them for different thoughts and resourceful state. So we have seen that ARA also already. We have to find a resourceful state for the client. So we have to ask them what ways you can make yourself diverted. So many process will happen on, and then only we can come, and because he has to accept for that resourceful state. In that time, we have to use something to make him understand that some other things are there to make you relax from this plan. Non-suicidal contract. This is a most important point because it will make them comfort with contracts and request them not to commit. See, once the client comes with this plan, if he comes or something, we as a counselor should not be like, as in the beginning, first point, welcome itself, we have to make a contract. So in that format itself, we have to mention this also, this point also, because the next time it should not be in a negative way. So it should be properly mentioned, and some exceptions are there. We can inform the family also. That also we have seen in the first step itself. Some exception like this suicidal plans or something, we can deliver to the family member or something. Some friends understand the values of life. So because they don't understand what is life. See, life is this minute we are living. So what is the life the next day or next moment, we don't know. So we have to make them understand the values of life, in what ways he or she understands. Meaningfulness. Use therapies and energize them the meaning of life. So as a counselor, we know some therapies we have learned. I think CBT is a good therapy because cognitive behavioral therapy will make them understand. And REBT also work because they have some irrational belief always in their mind, and they are like, they can't dispute with that, and they are staying in that position itself. So if we want to move them from that, so some exercise, but we have to start it slowly. So we have to make them understand the value of life, and whatever the life he's going to face in future. So we have to make them and do that. Okay, that's all. Thank you so much. And